Welcome to Spill the Tea with LLIB. On this episode, we have Claire Stansfield. Claire is a success and business consultant who empowers individuals to reach their full potential. Her insights and advice are sure to inspire and motivate.
So, Claire, lovely to see you today. Will you spill the tea on what the journey as a woman in business has been like so far for you?
Yeah, thank you for having me, first of all, ladies. So I started my entrepreneurial journey at 16 years old, so I was really young. And I set up my first business, which was a wedding hair and makeup company. And I grew that to be very large, the UK's largest mobile hair and makeup company. Wow. I had a large team that I trained and just literally did something I loved. I just followed my passion, something that just lit me up. And then I had a award-winning florist with my business partner, Siobhan, which was really fun. And naturally from doing wedding hair, I could see that brides wanted hair accessories. So I designed my own range of hair accessories and had them made. And then probably about 10 years ago, I kind of discovered a personal development and found everybody's heard of Tony Robbins, right? Yes. So I had a Tony Robbins coach and was just blown away, quite honestly, with what happened as a result of that. So I basically cancelled my wedding 6 weeks before my wedding. Wow. Just discovered this version of myself that I didn't know existed. Grew my business exponentially and just became so confident in a way that I'd never been confident before. And I literally was like, what has this woman done to me? What on earth is this? It was just literally having my mind reprogrammed. And after meeting my husband and having our little girl, I just felt like I was ready to try something different. And, obviously then I was 35. So from 16 to 35, I'd had my own business, mainly the hair and makeup company. And I just had this desire to learn to coach, to learn the skills that had been basically used on me and to just live this unstoppable, fearless life. And meet, obviously, the man of my dreams and have our beautiful little girl. I went from really struggling to just everything opening up and just feeling so much easier in life. And so I decided when she was 6 months old, she was really young. And I knew, for some reason, I just knew that was the time that I had to do something completely different. So I went on a coaching training and trained as an ICF accredited transformational coach. Wow. And I started coaching people. And then I was like, just love Tony Robbins. Who doesn't love Tony Robbins?
The voice, if nothing else. I mean, I'm just obsessed with his voice. I could listen to him all day.
He is. I've actually met him, and he is so sexy. He is so sexy. He's just got such gravitas, and he's just and he smells amazing as well.
I literally have and my husband coach inside or anything. He just smells amazing.
He smells amazing. When I met my husband and was kind of consuming so much personal growth content and stuff, and he just knew that I fancied Tony Robbins, and he was like, I just don't get it. And everyone's like, I just don't get it. I'm like, well, if you've met him, you can't not get it. 'Cause even for a man, I think he's just got something. So anyway, so I was like, right, I saw that he did a training, you could learn all of his modalities as a coach, which is a strategic intervention coach. So I then trained as a strategic intervention Tony Robbins coach. So that's my journey. And now I've teamed my experience as a businesswoman with over 25 years of business experience with my coaching. So now I've been an entrepreneur for 27 years.
Wow.
Really long time.
That so much.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's not a short answer to your question.
That's a great answer.
That's all the positives of running a business and how you came to run the business. But we obviously know there's a lot of challenges that come with owning your own business and running your own business. And what challenges do you feel have been your biggest so far? And have you got any advice to our listeners that might help them?
Yeah, definitely. So I think, and I hear this a lot from my clients as well, obviously I coach mainly women to with their mindset, energy and strategic action to grow a successful, profitable business. And so many women come to me with what I experienced when I transitioned into my coaching business. And I kind of, because of my experience of having success, I was like, it wasn't a question, would I make my coaching business a success? It was like, yes. And I tried to do the other businesses and that. And it was just, throw in having a little girl and managing my house and things like that, because we were having a house renovation. I just realised I couldn't do it all. So I decided to close my hair and makeup company, and I didn't realise how much of my identity was in that business. So my biggest challenge was, to be honest with you, that kind of time and, pushing through the discomfort. And I had massive imposter syndrome, which logically was wild for me, because I could see that there were lots of coaches, mentors without the business experience I had. But there I was, like, comparing myself and thinking, like, I don't have as big as audience as them. Why would they want to listen to me? And just being in my head was the thing that basically, I always say to my clients, and Tony says this too, but like, if you're in your head, you're dead. Basically, if you're listening to your stories and your thoughts, it just kills everything. You've got to get into your body. You've got to like really trust your body, just ground yourself in your own truth and authenticity. And that's what I did. And it's been such a journey. And now when I'm coaching my clients, I work with like I said earlier, the mindset, their energy and the strategy. Because when you kind of come back to yourself, who you are, and you ground yourself, you come to everything you do from a place of trust. And so I'd say my biggest challenge was the imposter syndrome, rather than, and I'm just going to share something with your audience, if that's okay, because it just helps so many of my clients and helped me so much. So I wrote down a list of all of the reasons that I was amazing at what I did. And I literally wrote it down morning and night time, every single day, to be in the energy of, so, because your thoughts are always there to protect you. Like, I'm not as good for this reason. Like, what am I missing? What am I missing? Because your brain wants to kind of fill those gaps. So it was like, I'm not missing anything. Here's what I have, and being in the energy of what you have and all your skills. And I always say to my clients, don't draw a line in the sand. You might be doing something new, but look at all the experience you have that you're bringing with you to your new adventure, like your new venture. So it was really to write down all of this strengths and the ways that and the skills I had as an entrepreneur that I was bringing to the new business. And being in that energy was like, I'm actually not new. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not new at this. Absolutely. And it made such a difference, and it really does for all my clients too. So
I hear you on that, because I used to be a teacher, and since I've escaped, I always say escaped instead of left, since I escaped teaching, I have so many other teachers say to me, I wish I could do what you do, but I've only ever been a teacher, it's all I can do. But actually, there are so many transferable skills, and I'm sure it's the same with anybody coming from any position, but we tell ourselves that story, don't we? So I love that. Now, I think I know the answer to this one, because we already know that Tony Robbins absolutely rocks your world. But I would love to know, who has the most influence in your life, or is there anybody, it could be Tony, but anybody else as well, that you've met during the course of your business journey that's really motivated you, inspired you, or just like given you some real golden nuggets that you've taken on board? Yeah,
so I think that definitely Tony, but I'll talk about him in a minute. But I think I had a teacher when I was at college, beauty college. So I did beauty before hair and makeup training, and she was a bitch. If I'm allowed to say that. And I remember just having this dream. So I went to beauty college because my parents couldn't afford to send me to do hair and makeup at London College of Fashion. So I thought, right, I'll go and do to beauty, and I'd learn a bit of makeup there. And I actually found I knew more than the teachers, because I was reading so many books and Obviously we didn't have the internet back then, because and I would, I had these dreams of being on TV doing hair and makeup, working for the fashion magazines and things, which I did do. I did achieve that as part of my kind of building the business, the hair and makeup business. And she literally said to me, well, Claire, you're never going to be a successful hair and makeup artist. You've got your head in the clouds. And I just remember thinking that day, I'm going to show you. And honestly, hearing that you can't do it just made me more determined. And having kind of the evidence that when you believe in yourself and you don't let any challenges stop you, because we're all going to get challenges, and it's when we get up from those and we learn from them, that's when we consistently move forward. And I think that was just, at the time I was really cross, but it was such a gift, because it allowed me to kind of be like, no, I'm going to show you. Had an amazing, successful hair and makeup company. And then that experience then allowed me, when I started my coaching business, to get over those challenges again of, oh my goodness, look at all these other people that are doing it. And that it got me through that. So it's a bit of a weird answer to your question.
It's not.
But then absolutely Tony Robbins, because changing lives and helping people live their most empowering, best life is just the best gift, being able to do that and work with those people and help them live their fullest potential. So,
Amazing. So what goals in life or in business have you got going on right now that you can share with us?
So I think right now at this stage in my life, my biggest goal has been something I actually have achieved this year. When I say this year, the last 12 months, and it really has to be to enjoy the both. So for a long time, it was very much like, what's the goal? Push, 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 achieve the goal, and not enjoy the journey so much. Holding both of motherhood and business has been, I would say, not a challenge in terms of time, but a challenge in terms of allowing myself to be fully present with my little girl and not be thinking about work. And I would say that this last 12 months, I've actually, thank you to my therapist who's helped me with that, because I have my own coaches and therapists as well. Walking my talk, I think it's so important. And just really this last 12 months, and it kind of makes me emotional thinking about it, because it's just been like, why do we do what we do? It is to, live the most amazing life. So yeah, and I feel really emotional, because it is just finally getting to like have that amazing time with her and having like the financial success. Like I've had the financial success, so much financial success, but not actually been able to enjoy those precious moments. So,
I think so often people think that they want tons of money because that's just going to solve everything. But it's actually not the money, is it? It's what the money gives. It's the experience and 100%. It's the freedom of choice.
I remember a time, and I've shared this story before with my community, but I remember having like my own house and, really lovely car on the drive, this very successful business that so many people kind of aspired to have. And I remember just the wardrobe was full of designer clothes and handbags, and I literally just was sat on my bed crying, just thinking, I feel so lonely, so unhappy. So for me, it's just like, you can have both, but it's been a real journey to actually have both, because you can have both, but it's really allowing you to yourself to really experience and do you know what I mean? Like there's a difference between having and experiencing and feeling joy in the both. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So,
I'm so happy for you that you've got to that point as well.
I think so many people need to hear that as well.
Yeah.
So many of our audience needed to hear that.
I think that's the thing. It's like, what's the goal? The goal was to have another very successful business, tick. And that made me feel like I wasn't the best mummy. So that's not really like, no. So it's been, a lot of it was about feeling really deeply worthy and working on so much of like what I experienced growing up and what I thought success was. There's so many layers to that as well. So
absolutely.
So probably again not your normal answer.
No, it's a good answer.
I hope the next question is a normal answer.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
In my
a normal answer according to
my way.
So we do have a bit of a closing tradition on this show, and we always ask people at the end, how would they make the perfect cup of tea? And it causes so much debate, you wouldn't believe.
Honestly.
The drama that this question could cause. So Claire, over to you. How would you make the perfect cup?
I like this question because I am a massive tea drinker. Like literally, I probably have 8 cups a day. So what I do, are you ready? Tea bag in, boil the kettle. Water has to go in whilst it's still boiling. Brew the tea bag, then squeeze the tea bag, take it out. I have oat milk, put the oat milk in, and then add more hot water.
I thought you were going to say then add the tea bag back in then. I was like, yes. But no, so you're a Cal. You're a team Cal.
Yeah, but it really does make a difference if you put the boiling water. So you put the milk in and then top it up with extra boiling water. Okay. It really does make a difference.
That's the first time I've heard that.
Me and my husband always know if we've done that with each other because we don't do it all the time.
Oh, really?
Yes. There you go.
Well, thank you, Claire, for that. Great. All of the podcast was a great advice, but that was definitely something I'm going to take away now and give it a go. And Cal got a point, yay, which is amazing. But thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it.